There are 5 components for successful reading instruction called the Big Five of reading. They are comprehension, fluency, vocabulary, phonemic awareness, and phonics. Fluent readers are able to read with appropriate speed, accuracy, and expression. They pause appropriately within and at the end of sentences. Vocabulary can be taught and exposed indirectly through read-alouds as well as directly. Students should be learning words before reading by use of repetition and through incidental learning. Next, we have phonemic awareness, but prior to phonemic awareness comes phonological awareness, which has to do with distinguishing and categorizing sounds without the introduction of the word or words. Phonemic awareness is the understanding that spoken words are made up of individual sounds. This is where the introduction of words is introduced. Then we have phonics, which is the relationship between phonemes and printed letters. It is especially important for beginning readers as they begin to understand how letters are linked to sounds. The last of the Big Five is comprehension, which serves as the umbrella that covers the 4 components I just talked about. Comprehension is the process in which readers make an understanding of what they are reading. The richer vocabulary a student has increases comprehension, and fluency serves as a bridge between word recognition and comprehension. Having phonemic awareness and having phonemic knowledge will also help with fluency, as students will have an easier time decoding words. Now that I have talked about the 5 components of successful reading instruction, I will move on to talk about how to include these 4 components in the classroom to make for successful readers, and that is by the introduction of balanced literacy. Balanced literacy is an approach that mixes whole language and an approach that encourages reading aloud to kids and them learning to read by sight rather than sounds. And phonics, which as I mentioned earlier, relies on the relationship between letters and their sounds. There are usually 3 components of balanced literacy. The first is interactive read aloud, which usually happens as a whole class, with the teacher being heavily involved and modeling comprehension strategies, fluency, among others characteristics of a successful reader. Shared reading and guided reading are other types of interactive reading, where both the teacher and students are involved, but in these two, the teacher is not as heavily involved. For shared reading, students join in or share the reading while the teacher offers support. In guided reading, a smaller group of students with similar text levels meet and they read the text while the teacher listens to the students and prompts students for word-solving techniques, as well as help the students analyze the text to help them with comprehension. A third component of balanced literacy is independent reading, where students read on their own. During this time, the student will practice the skills the teacher has modeled through interactive read-alouds for themselves. The Big Five of reading makes for successful readers and can be modeled and taught through the incorporation of balanced literacy in the classroom.